On this day, February 24th, 2025, Russian invasion. On February 24th, 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine in a major escalation of the Russo-Ukrainian War, which had started in 2014. The invasion, the largest and deadliest conflict in Europe since World War II, has caused hundreds of thousands of military casualties and tens of thousands of Ukrainian civilian casualties. As of 2025, Russian troops occupy about 20% of Ukraine. From a population of 41 million, about 8 million Ukrainians had been internally displaced and more than 8.2 million had fled the country by April 2023, creating Europe's largest refugee crisis since World War II. Steve Jobs. Born Stephen Paul Jobs on February 24, 1955, was an American businessman, inventor, and investor. He co-founded Apple Inc. and played a key role in revolutionizing personal computing, mobile phones, and digital animation. As CEO of Apple, he oversaw the introduction of the iMac, iTunes, iPod, iPad, and the iPhone, and under his leadership they became the most valuable company in the world. In 1976, Jobs and Steve Wozniak founded Apple Computer, releasing the Apple I. The Apple II, launched in 1977, became one of the first successful mass-produced microcomputers. In 1984, Apple introduced the Macintosh with a notable Super Bowl commercial directed by Ridley Scott. Jobs left Apple in 1985 after a disagreement with the board. He then founded Next Computer and acquired Pixar Animation Studios. Jobs returned to Apple in 1997 when the company bought Next. As CEO, he led the development of groundbreaking products like the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. Happy birthday, Steve Jobs. Dawn Brancheau. Born Dawn Therese Brancheau was an American animal trainer at SeaWorld. She worked with Orcas at SeaWorld Orlando for 15 years, including a leading role in revamping the Shamu show, and was SeaWorld's poster girl. On February 24, 2010, Brancheau performed a Dine with Shamu show with the Tilikum, the largest orca at SeaWorld Orlando. As part of the end-of-show routine, Brancheau was at the edge of the pool rubbing Tilikum's head and was lying next to him on a slide-out when she was pulled into the water by either her left arm or her hair. Some witnesses reported seeing Tilikum grab Brancheau by the ponytail or shoulder. The orca's move seemed to have been very quick as he pulled Brancheau underwater and drowned her. Employees used nets and threw food in the water in an attempt to distract Tilikum. While moving from pool to pool in the complex, they eventually directed Tilikum to a smaller, medical pool where it would be easier to calm him down. After approximately 45 minutes, Tilikum released Brancheau's body. The autopsy report said that Brancheau died from drowning and blunt force trauma. Her spinal cord was severed, and she had sustained fractures to her jawbone, ribs, and a cervical vertebra. Her scalp was completely torn off from her head, her left arm was torn off, and her left knee had been dislocated. Rest in peace, Dawn Brancheau. Quote of the day. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness, it's indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy, it's indifference. And the opposite of life is not death, it's indifference. Elie Wiesel. Dad jokes. Where do boats go when they're sick? To the dock. What do you call a fibbing cat? A lion. Did you hear the rumor about butter? Well, I'm not going to go spreading it. In February, March? No, but April, May.